welcome to Ernée. It's round 9 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. This is the MXGP of France, and as always, we are live every step of the way in the 2025 FIM Motocross World Championship season. MX2 Race 1 is up in a few moments' time, where it's still pretty tight at the top of the championship standings. Kay de Wolf arrived here with a slender 15-point advantage over Simon Längenfelder, but after the qualifying race yesterday, Längenfelder has now moved to within 9 points of the championship leader. Will there be a change of championship leader red plate today? Because as you'll see from the qualifying race in a few moments' time, Kay de Wolf did not have a great day in the time practice session or in the qualifying race itself. So it could be very much game on here at Ernée. The atmosphere, as always, electric in this part of northwestern France. Fans on their feet. The circuit conditions, technical. We had overnight rain through the early hours of this morning. A little bit of rain during the 1-2-5 second race, but since then the sun has been out, the skies are blue, the circuit crew have worked on this racetrack, all 1,670 meters of it. And it's now starting to dry out here and there in patches. So we've got parts of the racetrack which are sticky ruts and technical. Then you have perfect traction. You've got parts that are drying out, and you've got loose, slippery rock out there as well. Riders need to be right on the very top of their game if they are to get the best out of this racetrack and this Grand Prix this weekend. The last time we were here was back in 2022. There was a home victory that day for Tom Vial. Can Thibaut Beniston do what his counterpart did a few years ago and get to stand on the top step of the podium? That lot there will certainly be hoping so. A little bit cloudy above at the moment though. Sun just disappearing, taking a little bit of a break. But hopefully that's just a brief break and nothing more than that. Anyway, let's take a look at this racetrack in a little more detail, shall we? Here's Maxime Ernée. Just after the MXGP free practice on Saturday morning, Maxime Ernée took us for a spin around the Circuit Raymond Demy. The long start straight here, nice and wide, but look at the pinch point here as we go through turn 1, the 90-degree first turn, immediately over the foxhole shot line. And then as it opens up, we flick left towards turn 2, onto the plateau, falling away steeply. Sector 1 from the finish line to this point here, ending. We're now into sector 2. Over the small double, 7 waves in total, including the high point underneath the Monster Energy Bridge, over that Dragon's Back, and then into the triple, onto the plateau here. Turn 4 is long, seems to go on forever, especially when the ruts are deep and treacherous like they have been for much of the weekend. Exit there, the city step down. The turn then opens up into this tabletop in the bottom end of the valley, probably the lowest point on the racetrack actually, before continuing to sweep uphill. Just as you think it couldn't get any tighter, it does. Then we hit sector 2 through this left-hander and dropping down steeply again, falling away steeply here right in the braking zone, or you can use that outside line. Flattening out a little bit before climbing again, falls a little bit from right to left, a bit of a negative camber. They'll be using those ruts to try and keep them in. Rhythm section here, you can double up onto the plateau here. This is now the highest point of the racetrack. The old circuit used to turn right just before the face of the jump here and go down the hill. But as you can see, another tabletop, we go another few meters into what is now turn 11, 180 right. We then go left, drop beneath the liquid molly jump here. That double still remains. The long downhill, high speed yesterday in the free practice and time practice sessions. Coming to pretty much a stop. Turn 13, back on the gas. Steep on the upslope as well. We used to go right, left, right before dropping down. Now it's just one continuous turn. The run to the Monster Energy finish line. That double or the step down still remains. Pit lane entry just there on the left. This is the final straight, past pit lane. Turn right, turn 16, back down the start straight for another lap here in Ernée. Fans on their feet, getting ready. Flares and all kinds of stuff. going on up there on the hillside, as you would imagine. Lisa Leyland was down on the grid a few moments ago. She caught up with Oriol Oliver on the Gabriel SS24 KTM from Spain. Before that, though, Simon Längenfelder, who arrives here second in the championship, 9 points behind Kai de Wolf.
So I'm just on the start line with the MX2 boys, and we are well and truly warming up for the Premier Classes races. Let's catch up with Simon Längenfelder from Red Bull KTM Factory MX2 team. Just because yesterday's qualifying race, Simon, huge sense of urgency from your seat. You were looking really good, but I guess maybe it looked like you just ran out of time in the end?
Yeah, I started, let's say, first into the corner, but then went a bit too wide, so Adamo sneaked by, and unfortunately, then I was always behind, tried lines, and I was feeling quite good, and I felt like I could go a bit faster, but yeah, I couldn't make the pass, so was riding behind him all the race. So yeah, was good, but could have been a little bit better.
Well, we had some overnight rain, we had some rain, quite hard rain actually this morning. How is the track shaping up?
Yeah, this morning we had still a super slippery track, but I guess now it looked already like it was getting quite hard. So I think we will have like optimal conditions now.
Best of luck, thank you. Let's now grab a few words with Gabriel SS24 KTM rider Oriol Oliver, because that qualifying race yesterday, you were looking good, you had good rhythm, good flow, P6, you must be happy with that performance.
Yeah, we had a lot of races now with the difficult conditions, you know, with the rain. So finally it's good to have, normal conditions. And I felt really good with the Gabriel bike. Yeah, I like the bike. I like the torque of the engine, I like the suspension. People are taking care to make that little steps that I needed. And yeah, it's working good. 6 yesterday with not a good start, so yeah, we need to try to make a good start today and make even better than 6. Yeah.
What's your ultimate goal? Because looking at your results, you have had P6 quite a lot. It's a lot of 6, 6, 6, 6, isn't there? Are you looking or hoping that one day you can actually break into that top 5?
Yeah, for sure. That's always the goal, to make better results. But we need to focus on the, like I said, on the little details. And now is the start. It's important on this track. It's a little bit tight and some sketchy ruts and stuff. So yeah, let's focus on the start and let's see if we can improve that P6.
Have a good race. Thank you, Oriol. Okay, good luck to all the guys there. It's time for MX2 Race 1.
Riders headed out on track for their sighting lap. The last chance to go and check the circuit out before race 1. Of course, when they went out this morning, we just had rain. During the 1-2-5 race, see there was a few drops of rain as they went out onto the track for the sighting lap as well. Just taking a quick look out of the window, that rain has stopped for now. So anything that was hard and slick may now be hard, slick and very, very slippery, with the wet mud being transferred onto wet rock. Riders will be mindful, and they'll be paying attention on that sighting lap as well, especially Thibaut Beneston, who looks a little bit nervous ahead of this first MX2 race. Check what happened in the qualifying race on Saturday, though. If you weren't with us before, this is what happened. Kai de Wolf arrived with a 15-point championship lead over Simon Längenfelder. Andrea Adamo 6 points further back. De Wolf, though, over on our far left-hand side, he had a 20th fastest time in the time practice session because he fell, injured his ankle. There he is right at the back, and we thought, oh, here we go. Adamo led the way, Längenfelder second, then Sacha Coenen, then Elzinga and Lata, bar to bar. Valin was in there as well, so too Liam Everts, who just found his way at the top of the hill past Valin, ran the outside, then he tipped over. That caused a bit of a bottleneck that took 2 or 3 riders down with him. On board here, though, with one of the triumphs, Camden McClellan, he eventually spun out of 10th place. Behind him, his teammate, Guillaume Ferrez, had just had this monumental crash out of 11th. He did not rejoin the race. He did go out in the morning warm-up, though, this morning. So he is fit and ready to go, but that one took a bit of a shock to the system. Rick Elzinga also found himself crashing out of 5th place on the next jump after Ware, and that's how he went down. Just straight out the front door, and then the bike actually took off over the fence, landed down on the infield. Injured ankle, Kai de Wolf spun out. He eventually came home in 8th place. Thibaut Beneston got the better of Valerio Lata with 3 laps to go. He made this pass, which the fans liked. That moved him into 4th. Lata came home in 5th. Behind them, Oriol Oliver in 6th and Kaz Volk. This was how close it was for most of the race between Andrea Adamo and Simon Längenfelder as they battled over the lead. But in the end, Adamo held firm. He went on to cross the line for his third qualifying race win of the season. Längenfelder and Coenen rounding out your top three. Take a look at the standings then as a result of that qualifying race. De Wolf did have a 15-point lead. It's now down to 9 as we head into MX2 race 1. Adamo 5 behind the German, and then Liam Everts 55 further back in 4th. Thibaut Beniston 36 behind the Belgian, and then we've got Sacha Coenen 6 points behind Thibaut Beniston. Then McClellan, Zanki, Kaz Volk and Valerio Lata.
Ouais, moins de 4 minutes avant le coup d'envoi de cette... Adamo s'installe d'ailleurs, c'est tout premier.
The calm before the storm, as always here in Ernée. Riders now pushing their bike to the line ahead of MX2 race 1. Here's how they line up. Andrea Adamo on pole for the 3rd time this year. Simon Längenfelder and Sacha Coenen completing a Red Bull KTM 1-2-3 in the qualifying race. That's the order they go to the line as well. Thibaut Beniston for Monster Energy Yamaha goes to the line 4th ahead of the Honda HRC machine of Valerio Lata, the Gabriel SS24 KTM and Van Rooij KTM of Oliver and Volk, with De Wolf somehow pulling himself up to 8th. The team will be hoping that he's had the concrete pills to harden up ahead of MX2 race 1. Carlos Reichelis and Liam Everts. Everts picking up the final point, World Championship point in that quali race, having fallen on the opening lap, worked hard to claim 10th place. Then we've got Frucho Zanki, Maxim Grove, David Braceras, Valent McClellan after his tip-off, Quentin Prunier, then Mike Werder, Magnus Smith, Scott Smulders, Philip Olsen, Martin Mikulis, Remo Schudel, Colin Wallace, and the rest. Elzinger not lining up, broken collarbone. After that crash, Guillaume Ferrez did go out in the morning warm-up. And Ferrez this morning circulated in 15th place. Andrea Adamo on pole ahead of the French Grand Prix. Simon Längenfelder, cool, calm, collected, quick yesterday in all sessions, just couldn't close down Andrea Adamo and execute the pass for the win. Will he get his opportunity today? Thibaut Beniston. The French fans are here to see one thing and one thing only. A Frenchman on the top step of the podium. Can the Monster Energy Yamaha rider deliver here at Ernée? Championship leader Kai de Wolf battered and bruised and in the wars after a crash in time practice on Saturday. Had to work hard for 3 World Championship points and 8th in the qualifying race. What can we get from the defending champ in race 1? Sacha Coenen, 3rd, every step of the way in the qualifying race. Give him a start, who knows, he might just grab it with both hands and run with it. Has one race win so far this year. Liam Everts had to work hard for that 10th place in the qualifying session, At a venue where his dad won all 3 races back in 2003 in 3 separate categories. Valerio Lata, 5th, equaling his best from his wildcard appearance last year in Majora when he was an EMX250 rider. Oriol Oliver goes to line 6, that's his best qualifying of the season for Gabriel SS24 KTM Factory Juniors. If he gets a good start, can he hold his own and maybe even break into the top 5? Look at the crowd, that's the view down to the first turn. Green flag here behind the gate. The FIM race director, any moment now, will signal that we are ready for the start of this first MX2 race. Beniston already trying to psych himself up from those inside gates, look. What a view that is down there towards turn 1. It doesn't get any bigger or better than a home Grand Prix. Can Beniston deliver when it matters? The Fly Racing 15-second board up for the first time today. MX2 race 1, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Who will it be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot? Heads down. Gates about to drop here. Ernée will erupt into life as the riders charge into turn 1. Thibaut Beniston getting left behind, and he goes down all by himself in the first corner. A massive mountain to climb for the Frenchman. It's all gone quiet on the bank. Simon Längenfelder with the foxhole shot. De Wolf getting the start that he needed in second. Adamo in third. Lata with another flyer in fourth place. Then Everts in fifth. And alongside him, Oriol Oliver. Längenfelder with his third foxhole shot of the season. Oh, look how slick it is down here. Oriol Oliver goes around the outside of Everts. Quickly moves up into fifth place. Everts, though, runs into the back of the Honda rider. Valerio Lata, he loses a position to Coenen. And all of a sudden, we've got Längenfelder, De Wolf, Adamo, Lata, Oliver, Coenen and Everts with Valin, the lead French rider. Rider down on the face of the jump over there. What's that? Braceras, it looked like a grey back end on that JM Honda. Working our way back across the top end of the circuit. Look at Everts trying to find his way past Zanchi into that right-hand turn. Sticky line, sticky corner at the bottom of the hill, turn 13. Lata goes inside, everybody else choosing to go outside apart from Valin, as Everts goes around the outside of the Frenchman as he maintains that 8th place. Downhill for the first time, over the line though. Remember, we don't get a lap time until we go finish line to finish line. But it's Längenfelder who leads. De Wolf, the championship leader in second. Adamo third, Lata and Sacha Coenen here in pink on the number 19. Oriol Oliver, though, has found his way by already. Oriol Oliver looking to find his way past the 18 of Lata. Said he wanted a good start. That's exactly what he's got. And he gets alongside. Well, he almost did. Sacha Coenen, who got alongside the Spaniard. Oh, wrestling that machine through the left-hand turn. De Wolf. How badly injured is that ankle? He takes a dab, he goes down. He's out of second. Oh, that'll dent the focus. Längenfelder, his main rival, has now a bit of an advantage as he leads across the top plateau. De Wolf remounts. But where? Seventh place, and it might even get pushed back to 8th here as Zanchi goes by as well. Oh, he's off again, trying too hard, and we're rider down. That's Oliver at the bottom of the hill as well. It's all going a bit Pete-Tong here. De Wolf trying to get rid of some trackside furniture. Oliver's still up. There was another rider at the bottom of the hill. Who was it that went down? Volk. So all change at the end of lap 1. Längenfelder leads. Adamo up to second as De Wolf goes crashing out twice in the space of a lap. And Längenfelder is going to be in pole position at the top of the championship. Adamo is going to move to second. De Wolf is going to get hoofed down to third. Having started the weekend 15 clear of Längenfelder and 21 clear of Adamo. De Wolf rejoins the race. Watch this here. This was the first one. Gets on the gas. Wow, the front just hopped. And then that folded, the back end came around, and then watch this one here. Just did he catch the rear wheel of the Honda? I think he did, you know. Face plants a Pirelli tyre, or the banner at least. Gets pulled off the back of the motorcycle. Nowhere for him to go there. He was barely off the side of the track. And then boom, head first into the banner. Had that not been there, he may have just been able to ride that out, you know. De Wolf now right at the back as Längenfelder opens up 4.3 seconds. Sacha Coenen almost looked like he either hit too much back brake or a neutral. Sent him forward momentarily, managed to regain his composure and hang on to that 4th place. But it's Längenfelder, Adamo, Lata, Sacha Coenen, and the 51 here, Oriol Oliver. What a fantastic race he's having. 6th in the qualifying race on Saturday. Currently laying in 5th in race 1 when it matters. Sean Simpson's Gabriel SS 2014 firing on all cylinders here in France. Whereas Thibaut Beneston, he fell at turn 1. He's now in the 16th place, just ahead of Kaz Volk. Sacha Coenen eyeing up Valerio Lata, though. This would be for 3rd place. The Red Bull KTM going after the Honda HRC man. Oh, both feet off the pegs for the Belgian in pink. Trying desperately hard to find his way past the Italian. Valat 7, Gros 8, Zanchi 9, Fares 10, McClellan, the 2 Monster Energy Triumph locked together again as they were in the qualifying race until both fell on the same lap, about 200 metres apart. Look at Oriol Oliver just lurking behind these 2 in white, sitting there confidently and patiently in 5th place. Exactly the kind of race that he needs. Oh, I tell you what, that's nice, isn't it? When you get that right, double onto that plateau, save yourself so much time. De Wolf has just set the fastest time in Sector 1, but he's still buried outside of the points in 25th place. Here comes Sacha Coenen. Leaves the door open. Zanchi Lata goes right by. So he regains that 3rd place, does the Italian. Problem was, Coenen was so committed, hit the brakes, couldn't get it stopped, had no choice but to use that outside line. Zanchi went, well, okay, don't mind if I do. I'll regain that 3rd place. Hold you up just a little bit longer. Watch here, hard on the brakes, but then he tried to open up the corner, missed his braking point. Lata says, cheers, mate. Grazie beaucoup. The wall of noise as they head out of turn 3 up towards the step up onto this plateau here. Oriol Oliver, what a ride for the Spaniard. High speed down through that long left-hand turn, coming out of turn 5 through turn 6. See how quickly the ground is drying out on that uphill, tricky left-hand turn. You ask too much of the gas, back end can spin up, and you get the McClellan effect if you don't get it right. Oh, bit of a jab there for the 51, Oliver. Entered this weekend, 14th in the championship. Didn't turn up in Sardinia, didn't have a team to ride for. And all of a sudden, up steps Sean Simpson. Says there's a bike here if you want it, or just do the European rounds, just to keep you in the game. And when you get a good start, like Oriol Oliver has had, and you latch on to those who are used to running up at the sharp end, you go with them, even if you stay with them for 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes at that pace that you normally wouldn't run. And that is a game changer as well, because then all of a sudden you go, you know what, this is where I need to be, this is where I belong. They're not dropping him. That's a factory KTM. Sacha Coenen on the Red Bull machine in pink. Standard, well, a privateer machine. The 51 of Oliver. Yes, they are Gabriel SS 24 KTM factory juniors. They receive assistance, but none of that are factory parts. Just performance parts. Honda HRC bottom screen, Red Bull KTM from the Coenen corner, top left. Längenfelder's lead, 4.5 seconds at the moment. De Wolf has made one pass since his fall. He's now up to 24th place in the race. The championship leader who arrived here, it's not been his weekend, has it, at all? 20th in time practice after falling, landing awkwardly on what we thought was going to be a shoulder issue, because he did not finish the session, don't forget. Turns out that it was a knock to the ankle, which the team have just said, just get on with it. He falls twice on the opening lap in race 1, and he's outside the points and in danger of, well, he's already lost the championship lead at the moment. Take a look at the start. De Wolf over on the left-hand side. Längenfelder even further over, squeezes Adamo. Beniston just folds the front, goes down awkwardly. Längenfelder with the foxhole shot. De Wolf emerged in second, Lata third. Adamo was just around the outside there. Just where they ripped the dirt and where he shut off Beniston, it looked like the front end just dug in, and there was no recovery from there, off balance. And from there was only one outcome. Längenfelder continues to lead, 4 seconds clear of Adamo. McClellan up to 8, McClellan up to 9, Perez 10. Zanke down to 11th. Beniston up to 14, Guerda 15. De Wolf behind the 2:34 of Remo Schudel from Switzerland. A rider that we're not used to saying, and De Wolf certainly not used to being behind. Bit of a moment there for Adamo. Into the left-hander, lost his footing on the right foot peg. De Wolf now 21st. 2 seconds down on another rider he's not used to being behind. Colin Wonas of Germany on the 67 racing team, Husqvarna. Or if you're German, it's probably Warnhaus. Hope I got that right. Working our way into turn 11, the number 8 of Camden McClellan, Monster Energy Triumph. Guillaume Perez, battered and bruised after he hit the eject button yesterday. Forgot to pack a parachute at the bottom end of the circuit. Fortunately, he's okay to resume his activities. These two circulating 9 and 10. Just ahead of them, at the bottom of the hill, Everts in 7 and Maxime Gros in 8th place. The number 83 coming towards us now. The WZ Racing Team KTM rider. He got a third a couple of years ago, 2022, in race 2, in what was a French 1-2-3 with Thibaut Beniston, Tom Vial, and Maxime Gros. Might have been Tom Guyon, actually, that got that third place, thinking about it. But Maxime Gros hasn't had the best start of the campaign. 4 rounds missing, and then all of a sudden, just trying to build himself into a bit of confidence. 14th overall in Spain, round 6. His best of the season so far. Looking to build on that here at home. We know he's got speed, we know he's got talent. Just needs to find the missing piece of that puzzle. Here he is, sandwiched between the two triumphs. Perez trying to find his way past, and does so. Still a good start to the race, though, for the number 83. How much of that is down to him performing in front of the home fans here this weekend? His teammate, Quentin Prunier, in 12th place at the moment. Didn't get the good start that he wanted. 16th in the qualifying race yesterday for the Frenchman as well. Oh, comes in hot on Gros. Does Zanchi, looking to find his way past the Frenchman. These two fighting over 10th place all of a sudden. Zanchi will have the move at the bottom of the hill, surely. The last of the late breakers. Does he spook Gros into submission? Well, he gives him an elbow, puts him to the outside. It's frantic when you're in the thick of it, isn't it? Ernée now lining up a move on his teammate. Coenen's down. Coenen out at 4th. Picks himself up. Valerio all over the back of him, so he's picked himself up in 5th place. The turn 4, turn 5, just before the city jump. Stepping down, catching out Sacha Coenen. So Sacha Coenen, he was in 4th, just behind Lata. Gets unseated, picks himself up. Oliver goes through into 4th. Coenen maintains 5th, though, only losing 1 place. Even better then for Oriol Oliver. High speed, then you get those sticky ruts over on the right-hand side at the bottom of the hill. Mattis Valin, Kawasaki Racing Team, trying to work his way back into the same kind of form that he had at the beginning of the year before he got injured. Around about Sardinia, around 4. Oh, pushing his luck at the moment. Sacha Coenen. Here's Evans in 7th place. De Wolf down in 19th at the moment. Zanchi up to 9th place, is eased by Ferrez, or is it a mistake from the Spaniard? Let's have a look. Oh, he gets held up coming out of the turn. Zanchi keeps the power of the Honda on, makes the pass. Zanchi now up to 9th. Valin being urged on by the screaming fans trackside. He's looking good, isn't he? Looking composed. Finished 9th overall when he had the GP of Europe, Saint-Jean-d'Angely. Got a 13th and an 8th that day. When you consider he was well placed in race 1 in Argentina, followed up with a 4th in race 2. It's the kind of speed we expect to see at some point in the not too distant future, but might take a bit of time, having missed 3 rounds. Got a 5th in, well, he got a 6th and a 5th in muddy conditions in Portugal, something of a bit of a level up. Got him 4th overall, his best result of the campaign. Can he be somewhere close to the podium today, though? A rider who is close to the podium, potentially. Oriol Oliver, the Gabriel SS24 KTM Factory Juniors rider, up to 4th. He's about 6 seconds clear of Sacha Coenen at the moment. 3.7 seconds behind Valerio Lata. Lata eyeing up a 3rd place finish for the first time this year. Remember in Maggiora last year, when he showed up as a wild card for the 2nd time, he went 5-3, got on the podium at home. Would like to replicate that again today. And this kind of race so far for Oriol Oliver, definitely building the confidence lap after lap. Ernée has found his way past his teammate. He moves into 11th. Gros now 12th. Thibaut Beniston, a couple positions further back. He has worked his way to 14th. Here's what happened to Thibaut Beniston right at the start. Gate number 2, right at the end of the straight. As he hits the braking zone, it's been freshly prepped. The ground was a pretty bit boggy anyway. He just salmons himself down into the ground as the front just kind of bit under braking. Ploughed his head through a freshly ploughed start straight. Right, De Wolf 18th now. Still with a lot of work to do. Here is the red plate holder for now, but as it stands right now, Längenfelder will take over the championship lead. He's on 3.99. Adamo 8 points further back on 3.91. 5 adrift, Kai De Wolf on 3.86. And these are the two standout moments. They're not necessarily highlights, more lowlights for Kai De Wolf. Watch the front, skips there, and then he loses balance. The back end comes around on him, fell out a second, picked himself up in 7.48. I think he tags the front wheel here of Zanki. He goes off, nowhere to go. Has a word with his sponsors, goes cartwheeling down the hill, and then he's got trackside water pipes and all sorts of stuff wrapped around the rear wheel that he had to extricate himself from before rejoining the race. And when he did, he was 25th with a lot of work to do. But if anything gets your attention and gets your focus, it's that, because you then have to go out, ride on instinct and battle for every single point. Because on days like this, those points may be the difference between losing the World Championship or winning the World Championship. And in Kai De Wolf's case, regaining that title and going back-to-back. There's a long way between now and Australia at the end of September, the final round. Words of encouragement from pit lane for the number one. Closing in on Mike Guerda as he sets his best lap of the race, 154.5. Längenfelder at the head of the field, 151.9 that time around. But Adamo, 54.8, Lata, 53.9, Oliver in the 53s. Gives you an indication as to where De Wolf is at the moment, with just about 8 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Mike Guerda ahead of him, though, on the HTS KTM in 17th. Oh, De Wolf almost up the side of the track again, gets cross-rutted through turn 7. See him trying to get out of the ruts, almost into the rear wheel of the Swiss rider there. Gets around the outside, gains another position, gains another point. Crucially, moves up into 17th place. A very long race, this, for De Wolf. How deep was that rut? He had to drag all of that 6-foot long leg frame out of the rut there. He was almost knack-knacking through that turn. So deep was that rut through that right-hander. In some ways, you know, we'll see where he gets to, but with the fact that he's carrying an injury, a slight knock from the ankle injury that he hurt earlier on in the season, pre-season race. Then you go down twice, you come from 25th, you get yourself back into the points, you find a way to make things happen. He might not break the top 10, but this could be one of his best moments of the year, if you like. Yes, he went 1-1 in Sardinia, and I know it sounds strange to say that, but sometimes you get more satisfaction for digging in and bagging those points when you thought it maybe wasn't possible. Längenfelder, 12 seconds clear of Adamo. Red Bull KTM's 1 and 2 once again. I know it's too early to say, but 1 week from now, we will go to Germany. Simon Längenfelder is German. If he goes there with the championship leader's red plate, I'm sure it will help sell a few more tickets in Teussenthal. And what an atmosphere that will be. What a homecoming it would be as well. We've still got 5 minutes plus 2 of race 1. We've still got 30 plus 2 to come later on this afternoon. You cannot count the chickens before they hatch. Liam Evans up onto the plateau. He is in 7th. He's about a second behind Valin, who has Sacha Coenen just ahead of him in 5th place, just here, on the number 19 in pink. Not a lot of give in this dirt, very wet, sticky, and rain through the night from about 4 o'clock till 7 or 8 o'clock. Then it stops until just before the gate drop of the second 125 race, which went at 9:40 this morning. We're now 1:41 local time, and it rained almost the entirety of that 20-minute plus 2 race, 25 plus 2 race. Not had too much since then. Doesn't look like we'll get more over the course of the day, which will be good for the circuit, but as you can see, it's very technical. De Wolf all over the back of Julius Mikela elsewhere on the track, looking to take 16th position away, but then he's got a monumental 16.5-second gap. In fact, Volk has fallen. I was going to say he's got a monumental gap to Kaz Volk, but Volk has fallen from 15th. De Wolf found his way past Mikela, and with Volk falling a couple of positions, Evans has gone down as well. This second part of the race turning into a nightmare for the Astana Sfana team as Evans falls out of 7th place. Evans 4th in the championship. Will maintain championship position anyway, despite losing a couple of places. But from 7th place, does he just fold the front here? Yeah, cross ruts when he came into land, goes down on that left shoulder, picks himself up, but rejoins the race in 8th place. Lata and Oliver fighting for 3rd. Oriol Oliver fighting for 3rd. Lata's been there, had a 3rd place finish previously. This is uncharted territory for the Spaniard. And Gabriel SS24, Factory Juniors in MX2. 2 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Can the Spaniard compose himself, keep his emotions in check? He tries to dive down the inside of the Italian. "14 laps complete." In fact, Volk must have had a problem with the transponder because he's been reinstated in 14th place. Grove 15, De Wolf 16. So around the time that Evans fell, it looked like De Wolf. Oh, Coenen at the top of the hill. Coenen out of 5th place, sorry. Folds the front at the top of the hill. So Valin 5th, Coenen 6th, McClellan 7th. Pitfalls lurking around the corner. You just never know. You can hit the line lap after lap after lap, and all of a sudden, one time you come around, you might be 2 millimeters offline, and all of a sudden, you lose the front. That's exactly what happened to Sacha Coenen, top of the hill. Lata breaking free from Oliver at the moment. The Honda HRC rider hanging on to that 3rd place for now. Oh, it's going to be 3 laps to go. Look, 20 seconds on the clock. The run to the finish out of this final turn here. Simon Längenfelder then hits the line with 3 laps to go. 12 seconds on the clock. Oh, it's very tight in the championship as well, isn't it? Wolf 2/10 behind Maxim Grove for a 15th place and a 6-point haul. From there, it's looking increasingly difficult to pick up points unless somebody ahead of him makes a mistake and gifts him a point or two. Here's the 8 of McClellan, capitalising on the mistake from Sacha Coenen a moment ago. He's in 7th, all over the back of the Belgian. Coenen fell from 4th to 5th early on. And then from 5th to 6th, a lap ago. Sacha Coenen doing his best to keep the number 8 at bay on that Monster Energy Triumph. Volk up to 13th. He's found his way past Carlos Racialis, who slips to 14th position. Volk putting in his best lap of the race on lap 15 last time around. Oh, off balance there. Had to use his upper body to correct. He also had to hit the brakes and back off as well in order to make that tabletop a moment ago. The number 8 looked a little bit awkward for him. Two laps to go for Längenfelder, the Red Bull KTM rider. Grabbed the foxhole shot right at the start of the race. He's led every single one of the 16 laps on offer so far, and he has a 19-second advantage. Talking about the 19, here is Sacha Coenen, still trying to keep McClellan at bay. These two fighting over 6th place. Längenfelder with 3 race wins so far this year already, looking to make it win number 4. Two to go for these two then. Wolf still hasn't found his way past Maxim Grove. It was 2/10 of a second a lap ago. It's now 6/10 of a second. So the Frenchman being very stubborn when it comes to giving up that 5th place, that 15th place that Wolf is searching for one more vital World Championship point. Just behind McClellan, Everts about 2 seconds further back, coming into shot now. That's the turn he felt at the start of the qualifying race. See, this turn just seems to go on forever, and then it kind of changes sort of elevation there as it straightens up, heads towards that monster jump. And it's right at that point where you need to be particularly careful where you get on the gas. Into the final lap, Simon Längenfelder. He has been absolutely immaculate. Stayed out of trouble. These kind of conditions suit him perfectly. He was fastest in the time practice on Saturday. Gave himself first gate pick. Adamo just pipped him as he ran wide in turn 1 at the start of the qualifying race, so he had to settle for 2nd and 9 championship points. Didn't make the same mistake twice. At the start of race 1 though. Held his line, grabbed the foxhole shot. From there, no one has seen which way Längenfelder went. And he's now in cruise mode. 3rd place going down to the wire between Valerio Lata and Oriol Oliver. He knew he just needed a good start, a little bit of luck. And Oriol Oliver getting both. Well, you make your own luck sometimes, don't you? Right place, right time. He's managed this race perfectly. He's going to come home with a career best 4th place finish at least, if he stays where he is. love to see the looks on the faces down there in Gabriel SS24's pit garage. I'm sure he'll celebrate with the team either way when he crosses the line. But 22 seconds to the good. Längenfelder over Adamo. Längenfelder dropping downhill for the final time here. It's been a walk in the park here in Ernée for the number 27. Casually rolls out of the final turn, heads downhill, takes the checkered flag. Längenfelder wins race 1. He goes to the top of the championship standings. He has an 8-point advantage over Adamo as we go into race 2. Adamo up to second in the championship, playing second fiddle in race 1 to Längenfelder. Adamo second in race 1. Lata third. He pats the front plate as he comes through. No celebrations for Oriol Oliver, but he'll be all smiles underneath that helmet of his. Absolutely. Congratulations all round between these guys. Valin, the best Frenchman, home in 5th place. Sacha Coenen crossed the line 6, McClellan 7, Everts 8, Zenki 9. Guillaume Perez, after his monumental get-off yesterday, holds on for 10. Thibaut Beneston put his best lap in on the final lap as he crossed the line in 11th, and then we wait for the rest. De Wolf makes it to 14th at the moment. He was 9/10 down on Maxime Gros, and he's still behind Maxime Gros on the final lap. Couldn't find his way past the stubborn Frenchman. And Gros will hang on for a 13th place finish in race 1. Whoa. There'll be some words down there at Nastane-Husqvarna after this race. Back to the drawing board. De Wolf, 14th. Raceless down to 15th. De Wolf dropping from 1st to 3rd in the championship standings. Längenfelder, though, your new championship leader by 8 points after winning race 1. Here he is with Lisa.
Simon Längenfelder, congratulations. You struggled to take the lead yesterday. You were not messing around today. You took the foxhole shot, led every lap. And I just heard you say to your team, you didn't even push in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was just feeling great. This track suits me quite good today. It's really technical, slippery. Let's say it's a bit like Switzerland, just that it's up and down. So yeah, I was feeling great. I was enjoying myself on the track, so took the foxhole shot and the victory in the first race, so really happy.
Good luck for the second race.
Simon Längenfelder then winning race 1 here in Ernée. Didn't even break a sweat. Cruise mode all the way. And as he said to his team, didn't even push the last 10 minutes because he had such an advantage. Adamo obviously letting him get on with it as well. 23 seconds clear as he crossed the line after 18 laps of racing here in Ernée. Take a look at the highlight of that MX2 first race then, shall we? MX2 race 1 here in Ernée. Over on the left side, gate number 2, Thibaut Beneston got off to a shocker. It got worse for him as well as he folded the front all by himself. Längenfelder over the foxhole shot line for the 3rd time this season. De Wolf was right there where he needed to be, in 2nd position. And the championship leader then going after the rider who's chasing him down in 2nd in points. It was going to be game on, wasn't it? Sacha Coenen made a good start as well as Everts got up the inside of Zenki. It all started to go wrong for De Wolf, though, on lap 2. He lost the front, the back came around on him, he fell from 2nd, caught the rear wheel of Zenki as he went downhill, lost control of his motorcycle, picked himself up in 25th place. He would have to work hard just to get back to 14th, come the checkered flag. Sacha Coenen fell, not for the first time. This one was from 4th to 5th on lap 8. Liam Everts fell from 7th to 8th on lap 14, so about 4 laps to go. Camden McClellan went on by. Top of the hill, Sacha Coenen at it again, falling from 5th to 6th. With 3 laps to go, Coenen came home in 6th. but no one a match for Simon Längenfelder, 23 seconds clear of Adamo. His 4th race win of the season. He's the new championship leader heading into race 2. And let's give you the results then of that first MX2 race. Simon Längenfelder winning race 1 from Adamo and Lata. 3rd place for the Italian. Oliver 4th, what a career best ride for the Spaniard. And Valerio rounding out the top 5, giving the French fans something to cheer for. Sacha Coenen, Camden McClellan and Liam Everts round out the top 8, with Zanchi and Perez rounding out the top 10. Thibaut Beneston got back to 11th, ahead of Quentin Prunier. Maxime Gros, who fended off the challenge of Kai de Wolf, who got back to 14th. Raceless 15, Volk 16. 17th for Mike Guerda, Julius Mikala, David Braceras and Magnus Smith. Foxhole shot right at the start of the race. Going to Simon Längenfelder, his 3rd black plate of the campaign. The last one was Switzerland race 2. His 30th career foxhole shot now. Sacha Coenen still leads the way though, Längenfelder on 3, Adamo on 2, and then we have 5 riders on 1. Thibaut Beneston, McClellan, Raceless, Zanchi and de Wolf. Take a look at the best moments then, shall we? Some of the best moments then from MX2 race 1, back in 2 minutes for MXGP race 1. We'll see you then.